A new report from Punchbowl News indicates that Amazon is attempting to avoid being blamed for price increases resulting from President Trump's new tariffs. However, when it comes to tariffs, Amazon evaluates all factors that could impact consumers and customers. The decision by Amazon CEO to relocate the company's headquarters outside the United States is significant, not just for the world's largest online retailer, but also for the evolving landscape of global commerce. This bold move, announced after the incoming administration imposed sweeping new tariffs, underscores the fragility of international trade relationships amid shifting political dynamics. Amazon's sprawling campus in the Pacific Northwest now faces uncertainty, raising questions about its future as a hub for innovation and employment. Employees who once thrived on the company's rapid growth now confront difficult choices, whether to uproot their lives or seek new opportunities elsewhere. The repercussions of this announcement extend far beyond the tech sector as governments and business partners scramble to assess the broader economic fallout and reconsider their strategies for engaging with one of the world's most influential corporations. Before delving deeper, we encourage you to like and subscribe for more exclusive updates. At the core of this upheaval is the newly elected administration's aggressive trade policies. Tariffs, once used sparingly, are now being deployed with unprecedented intensity against a wide range of America's trading partners. While the administration aims to bolster domestic manufacturing by imposing steep tariffs on imports from key allies, the unintended consequence has been rising costs for international buyers, eroding the competitive edge of exporters. As prices climb and supply chains strain under new customs duties, global businesses are forced to reevaluate the true cost of sourcing from a U.S. economy. For giants like Amazon, whose core strength lies in efficient international supply networks, tariffs present an existential threat. The CEO's decision to lead the relocation of Amazon's headquarters abroad reflects deep disillusionment with U.S. economic policy. Although large corporations have long adapted to shifting regulations, the speed and scale of these new trade barriers have caught many off guard. Amazon's executives in boardrooms and strategy sessions face a sobering reality. Even the most resilient companies cannot fully shield themselves from geopolitical volatility. Relocating operations overseas is a drastic step, but Amazon's leadership believes it is the only viable way to maintain competitive pricing for its global customer base. Selecting the new headquarters location involved careful strategic consideration. A country with favorable corporate tax policies, robust technological infrastructure, and political stability emerged as the top choice. Proximity to major manufacturing hubs was another critical factor, ensuring minimal disruption to the flow of goods from factories to fulfillment centers. Labor market conditions, educational institutions, and quality-of-life metrics also played pivotal roles in the decision. The chosen nation stands to gain immensely from tens of thousands of high-skilled jobs to increased investment in real estate and related services. The impact of Amazon's departure reaches far beyond corporate finances. The city long associated with the tech giant will feel profound effects. Small businesses that relied on Amazon's workforce face declining revenues, while real estate markets, once buoyed by well-paid employees, brace for potential downturns. Municipal budgets, previously bolstered by Amazon's tax contributions, must now adjust to reduced revenue or seek alternative funding. The ripple effects will extend to schools, public services, and infrastructure projects dependent on Amazon's presence. Nationally, policymakers are confronted with the delicate balance between protectionism and competitiveness. The administration's goal of shielding American industries through tariffs clashes with the realities of global supply chains and consumer expectations. As Amazon prepares to establish its new headquarters abroad, concerns arise about the long-term sustainability of trade policies prioritizing short-term political wins over enduring economic partnerships. Critics argue that these tariffs have alienated key allies, creating opportunities for rival economic blocs eager to fill the void left by receding U.S. influence. From an international perspective, Amazon's relocation is a major victory for the host country. The move signals to other multinational corporations that viable alternatives to operating in the U.S. exist. Governments seeking foreign investment will likely intensify efforts to offer attractive incentives, streamline regulations, and highlight stable trade relationships. Amazon's shift may herald a new era of competition among nations vying to host global corporate headquarters, each touting financial perks, talent pools, and infrastructure advantages. As relocation logistics unfold, Amazon's renowned supply chain faces one of its toughest challenges. The company's famed fulfillment and distribution system, celebrated for its speed and efficiency, must be reconfigured to align with new import-export channels. Warehouses will be repurposed, shipping routes adjusted, and partnerships renegotiated. Overseas employees greet the announcement with excitement as new hires queue for training, local vendors scale up operations, and regional governments roll out welcome initiatives. However, the transition demands precision to avoid disruptions that could tarnish Amazon's reputation for reliability. Internally, maintaining company culture during this seismic shift is a priority. Amazon's leadership principles, which propelled its rise from a startup to a trillion-dollar enterprise, must now guide employees through uncertainty. Town halls, Q&A sessions, and personalized outreach aim to keep staff informed and valued. Simultaneously, teams are encouraged to embrace growth and innovation in their new environment. Cross-cultural training programs foster understanding among international employees, while remote work policies accommodate those choosing to remain in the U.S. The broader business world watches closely. Suppliers of electronics, apparel, and other goods must realign order flows, presenting both challenges and opportunities. Some will gain streamlined access to emerging markets, while others grapple with redirected shipments. Consulting firms and trade experts are inundated with requests for guidance on tariff mitigation, alternative sourcing, and compliance frameworks. Financial markets have reacted to the news with measured stability. Amazon's stock price initially fluctuated as investors weighed the implications, but steadied as details of the phased relocation emerged. Analysts have adjusted projections to account for potential tax benefits, operational efficiencies, and long-term growth prospects in the new host country. While some warn of reputational risks and alienated U.S. consumers, many market observers view Amazon's decisive action as a testament to its resilience. The human dimension of this story is profound. Thousands of employees, many of whom built careers in the U.S., now face life-altering decisions. Some will relocate, enticed by generous packages and fresh starts. Others will remain, seeking new opportunities closer to home. Support programs assist with visas, housing, and cultural adjustment, while career counseling helps those staying behind transition into the local job market. Internationally, the relocation sparks discussions about corporate citizenship in an era where national borders no longer confine global ambitions. Amazon's move challenges the notion that a single headquarters defines corporate success, prompting a re-evaluation of corporate responsibilities to employees, customers, governments, and communities. The timing, following a surprising presidential election, highlights the interplay between politics and commerce, demonstrating how swiftly corporate strategies can shift with regulatory changes. Governments worldwide are taking note, reassessing risk matrices and contingency plans to prepare for unexpected policy shifts. The lesson is clear. Fostering a favorable business environment requires consistency and foresight, lest key economic contributors seek greener pastures. Amazon's expansion into a new jurisdiction may unlock innovations previously hindered by tariffs. Freed from some constraints, the company can invest in advanced logistics, R&D, and partnerships. The new headquarters is poised to become a global hub, attracting talent from across continents and fostering cross-disciplinary collaboration. Yet the story remains unfinished. Relocation will take months, if not years, as Amazon balances commitments to current customers and employees with the need for sustainable growth. U.S. policymakers must grapple with the political fallout of what many will interpret as a rebuke of domestic trade policy. International alliances may realign as nations adapt to the shifting presence of American corporate power. From a supply chain perspective, Amazon's departure marks a seismic shift. Companies reliant on U.S. distribution centers must overhaul logistics strategies, transitioning to fulfillment hubs in Europe, Asia, or other emerging markets. This entails more than rerouting shipments. It demands a complete rethinking of inventory management, demand forecasting, and last-mile delivery networks. Engineers and operations experts are refining algorithms to account for longer lead times and diverse regulatory landscapes. Traditional models based on predictable U.S. freight must now accommodate varying customs procedures, border inspections, and fluctuating import duties. Amazon's vendor ecosystem faces uncharted territory. Small and medium-sized businesses that once benefited from a single, tariff-protected U.S. market now navigate layered cost structures. Manufacturers in Southeast Asia may find it more economical to route products through Amazon's new logistical hub rather than U.S. ports, prompting shifts in production locations. Some may move operations closer to Amazon's new base, while others explore nearshoring options to reduce transit times. Supply chain financing strategies will also evolve, with trade credit and hedging mechanisms adapting to different banking systems and currency risks. On the digital front, Amazon's data infrastructure is undergoing transformation. Its cloud computing division, anchored by massive U.S. data centers, is expanding into new markets to comply with data sovereignty laws and maintain performance standards. Data scientists and security experts are implementing robust encryption, localized backups, and cross-border data transfer agreements to safeguard customer information under varying privacy regulations. Retail partners and brick-and-mortar affiliates are at a crossroads. Businesses that relied on Amazon's U.S.-centric network for fast deliveries must adapt to a more dispersed framework. Retailers in the new host country may see deeper integration with Amazon's platform, while U.S.-focused businesses must develop in-house logistics or seek alternative partnerships. This shift could fuel the rise of regional e-commerce players filling gaps in the American market. Financially, Amazon's global operations are being restructured. Treasury teams are reassessing foreign exchange risks, profit repatriation strategies, and tax liabilities across jurisdictions. Debt instruments previously denominated in U.S. dollars may now include euros, yen, or other currencies, reflecting a more diversified capital strategy. Corporate governance is also evolving. Amazon's board, traditionally rooted in U.S. legal norms, is likely to expand to include experts in international law and regulatory compliance. New committees will oversee cross-border tax strategies and region-specific ESG standards. Shareholder meetings may rotate between continents, underscoring Amazon's global commitment. Labor relations present another frontier. While Amazon has faced unionization efforts in the U.S., its international expansion introduces varied labor laws governing worker protections, benefits, and collective bargaining. HR leaders must design compensation packages that are locally competitive yet aligned with Amazon's global philosophy. Training programs will be tailored to cultural contexts, fostering talent across diverse settings. Sustainability efforts face new challenges and opportunities. The environmental impact of global shipping remains a concern, but reoriented distribution flows could reduce carbon emissions if managed strategically. Amazon's commitments to electric delivery fleets and renewable energy will require collaboration with local utilities and manufacturers, adapting to regional infrastructure limitations. Marketing strategies must resonate with new audiences. While Amazon's brand is globally recognized, consumer behaviors vary widely. Messaging will be localized from language and imagery to promotional calendars. Machine learning algorithms will be retrained to reflect regional preferences, and loyalty programs may partner with local retailers to enhance engagement. Competitors are recalibrating their strategies. Rival e-commerce giants in Europe and Asia view Amazon's move as both a threat and an opportunity. Some will leverage local expertise to differentiate through faster delivery or niche offerings, while U.S. competitors may fill the void by accelerating partnerships and omnichannel strategies. Investors are tracking Amazon's performance through dual lenses: legacy U.S. operations and growth in new markets. Quarterly earnings may include segmented reporting, with analysts focusing on metrics like fulfillment costs, international Prime subscriptions, and cross-border sales ratios. Educational institutions near the new headquarters anticipate research collaborations, internships, and innovation labs, fostering advancements in AI, robotics, and supply chain analytics. Legal experts are navigating corporate formation, antitrust scrutiny, and intellectual property protections across jurisdictions. Technologically, Amazon is integrating edge computing, robotics, and AI to adapt to diverse environments. Automated solutions will be customized for local warehouse conditions, while edge computing ensures operational resilience in areas with unreliable connectivity. These innovations may yield spillover benefits for other industries. Community engagement will shift focus. In the U.S., Amazon's philanthropic initiatives may wind down, while new host regions will see investments in digital literacy, environmental projects, and workforce development. These efforts aim to foster goodwill and shared prosperity. Supply chain transparency and ethical sourcing are growing priorities. Consumers demand visibility into manufacturing practices, prompting Amazon to harmonize global procurement standards while accommodating regional certifications like Fair Trade or Rainforest Alliance. Blockchain may enhance traceability for high-priority products. Employee experience is being reimagined. Hybrid work policies, culturally tailored office designs, and diversity programs will reflect local norms while maintaining Amazon's core values. Communication strategies will balance empathy for displaced U.S. workers with enthusiasm for new opportunities abroad. Innovation ecosystems will flourish in host regions, attracting startups, venture capital, and university partnerships. Markets losing Amazon's presence may pivot to nurturing homegrown tech champions or diversifying into biotech and clean energy. Geopolitically, Amazon's relocation signals shifting alliances. Host countries gain diplomatic leverage, while the U.S. may reassess trade policies to retain multinational corporations. Ultimately, Amazon's ability to meet rising consumer expectations, faster delivery, seamless digital experiences, and ethical practices will determine its success in this new chapter. Innovations like drone delivery and AI-powered personalization will be tested in host markets before global rollout. Cybersecurity strategies are being fortified to protect data across jurisdictions with collaborations.